Never catch me camping outside of anywhere for any product unless there's gold in there. Unless there's a gold that I'm gonna go find in there. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be talking about the Starbucks Bear Cup that has gone viral on TikTok. If this is something you haven't heard about, I will kind of break down what's going on and some of my thoughts and opinions on it. So just to start off, the first video I saw on this was from a girl. I don't even want to say her name because she's a little bit controversial, but she is someone that does like spicy content online. She said she spent $1,000 for the Bear Cup, to get this Starbucks Bear Cup. And if people don't know, I will insert some images of the cup so that you can see. But this is like a cup that came out from Starbucks that was like somewhat limited edition. And people are losing their minds. And I'm just trying to understand why. So I'll include a clip from TikTok where you can literally see people fighting over this cup in the store. And people's main, I guess, issue with this is they didn't have enough cups for like a bunch of people to buy them, which we all know Starbucks did that on purpose, right? I'll get into that a bit later. That's not a coincidence that they didn't have enough. I know that for a fact. But people are mad because they waited outside Starbucks for hours and hours. Some people even went to multiple locations to try and get this cup. And the Starbucks employees were the first ones that had dibs on this cup, right? So some people were waiting in line for hours. By the time it was their turn in line, the Starbucks employees had basically bought up like everything, like they couldn't get anything. And I just know for a fact that this was not something that was just coincidental. Like Starbucks didn't just come out with this Bear Cup not knowing that it was be extremely popular and decide to just not make enough for everybody, right? I was watching another girl talk about this topic, and she basically brought up that this is orchestrated and it's called scarcity marketing. And it's the kind of marketing you do where you come out with a product and you kind of make it like it's very rare, limited edition. So it creates this sense of panic in the consumers, right? Because they're like, okay, am I going to get my hands on this thing? And when it's kind of coming out in this sense of it being limited edition, it also creates a higher value on the product. Like in your mind, you automatically assume because the product is rare and that it could run out, they don't have enough, that you've created more value in your mind for this product, right? And it makes you want to go buy it even more. So when she mentioned this, another thing that came to my mind is, there are so many marketing tactics that we don't even like pick up on, that we don't even clock. I noticed something else that I'm sure you guys have probably noticed too when you're online shopping. Sometimes you'll put a product in your basket and it will say something like, only a few products left. Like only a few of this dress is left, right? And I'm not gonna lie, like what does that trigger in you? You're panicking. You're like, wait, no, this is the dress I need for the holidays. If there's only a few left, let me go ahead and buy it now, right? Like it's like these things trigger in your mind a sense of panic, and your response is, oh my God, I have to get it now. I have to get it now, right? So even that alone is another marketing tactic, right? And it's also known as scarcity marketing. I'm not saying that when I put these dresses in my basket that they're lying when they say there's only a few left. But think about the internal reaction you get from hearing that a product you have in your basket only has a few left. Okay, so just think about that, right? Like what does that do to you, right? Because it makes you reach this mode of wanting to panic buy, right? And that's exactly what Starbucks has done, right? Just a different version of it. They've just done it in real life, right? And it's crazy. For one, I thought we were boycotting Starbucks. I don't really know what happened there. I thought that people weren't going to Starbucks, but I guess when they came out with this Bear Cup, everybody in America must have forgot about why we were boycotting Starbucks. Like, guys, I get it. The cup is cute, right? But like, it's not cute enough for this type of behavior. This fighting over the cup is not cute. This waiting in line for hours is not cute. I mean, come on now. Leave it up to Americans to do this nonsense. Like it's not, come on. We got to be so for real here. And, they mentioned something about how I think Starbucks came out and said that there was a product halt my ASS. Like they did this on purpose, right? And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but when I go around, there are a lot of Starbucks that are also disappearing. That they're closing stores due to maybe not having enough sales or one thing or the other. And when I go into work, I pass a Starbucks every day on my way to work. It's empty for the most part, right? Like, most people are at some of the more local coffee shops. It makes me start to wonder, like, is Starbucks struggling financially? Because what is this that they've come out with to try and get people to come buy this ridiculous cup? Like, it's giving you guys are struggling and you're trying to figure out what you can grapple at, right? Because this has obviously put them back on everybody's mind and radar, right? Everybody's talking about Starbucks now. So I wonder, like, I do feel like this was done on purpose, like it was definitely orchestrated. And this idea of them not making enough, it's BS. Like, how do you not even make enough for people to get it? And your employees are buying it all up that you don't even have enough for people standing in line? A corporation as big as Starbucks. There's no way. Like, there's no way. They did this on purpose, like, come on. That's crazy. Around the holidays, when this is like, people buy things the most around this time. This is like consumer prime time, So it's not, the math is not mathing in my mind. So I also wanted to include this video. There was a guy who had his opinions on this, and I just want to play it real quick.
So she's shopping on Starbucks Club. Not affordable. She's shopping on Starbucks Club. She's gonna pay $6.
So me as a collector, what do I think about this whole Starbucks cup thing, and also Starbucks employees buying it before even customers that have been waiting outside for hours are doing? Honestly, I love it. I love the drama. I love the action. I love seeing people going outside, shopping, waiting, communicating with each other, even if it's arguing, because these are new collectors, new people trying to get something they really enjoy. It's interesting. It's fun. It's great. I think more people should be doing this. This is exactly how I want Black Friday to be again. I want the chaos. It shows us that we can go outside again and not just all buying off the internet, avoiding each other, all scared of the what if. And when it comes to employees buying items, I really could care less. I do think it's a little weird that it's a limited item right now and they're just taking all of them off the shelf. If that is happening, I think they should just be one per Starbucks employee. But if Starbucks themselves have no policy against employees being able to shop on their breaks or something like that, then by all means, get it while you can, right? Because as a collector, and I'm not a big reseller, but it does feel nice buying something that's really limited that other people do want. So it's nice to see this. Let's hope our Black Friday is just like this.
So in this video, you can see that he kind of had a different reaction than what I was seeing on YouTube and some other people, right? He loves this. He's like, I'm here for the drama, and he almost wants it to get back to a point where people are fighting over these limited edition products. Some people are just here for the drama. They're messy, and that's fine. If you like this kind of environment, but I don't like it because I think that it pushes us further and further away from the things that actually matter, right? And I mean, for me, I think that as Americans, we've kind of lost the plot, right? Like, these people fighting for this cup have lost the plot. Like, there are people that did not get their SNAP benefits for a couple of weeks during the shutdown with everything going on, right? And it's like they were worried about how they were going to feed their families. And people are fighting over a teddy bear cup at Starbucks. I don't want to be that person because I know that I also spend my money on things I don't need. So I don't want to ever be that person that's like, oh, there's children dying here, or like, but at the same time, like, be so for real. Like, there's people that are worried about how they're going to feed their families for the holidays. And we're sitting here fighting over a teddy bear cup at Starbucks. When they talk about first world problems, this is a perfect example of that. We need to go touch some grass. There's something about America, I don't know if it's in the water, that I think we become so far removed from reality and what is important and what actually matters. Why? It's almost like we get lost in something and then everybody has to be like, come back down to planet Earth and reality and what actually matters. Like, please, I don't know what's going on here. It's crazy, and don't get me wrong. Like, I've had there's plenty of times when I've brought things that I don't need. But specifically in this video, I think I'm really talking about women, because women are, I think, 70 or 80% of the consumer base. Like, we are very powerful in the consumer base. We occupy a lot of it, right? That's why so many things are marketed to us. But we also, like, I think that we have to understand that as much as we are consumers, right, we also occupy a lot of space in the consumer world, right? So why are we running to give a corporation like Starbucks a multi-billion-dollar, like, they make so much money. Why are we running to go make their pockets even fatter? Like they need it, like they deserve it after we've been boycotting them, so-called boycotting them, except everybody's going to fight over teddy bear cups. It's so mad. Like, make it make sense, you know? Like, which one is it? Like, we can't be mad at capitalism and some of the things going on in America, but then continue to put money in the pockets of corporations that definitely do not need it. Definitely do not need it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And then I think I saw something about how they're going to be restocking the cups soon. Starbucks, I know you're not watching this video, but don't restock these cups. Don't do it. Like, this to me is just an absolute joke. And if you do restock these cups, you better restock them enough for people that are going to be camping out and waiting. Because what are we doing here? This scarcity marketing tactic is taking it to an extreme version. If you're going to restock, do a proper restock, because this is crazy. You know, what is happening here? Okay? But you will never catch me camping outside of anywhere for any product unless there's gold in there. Unless there's a gold that I'm going to go find in there. But that teddy bear cup is not worth it. I'm so sorry. Okay. But gold will be the only reason why I'll be camping out and doing the theatrics that I'm seeing people do for this Starbucks bear cup. I'm going to end this video by posting another photo of this bear cup so that you guys can understand the frenzy and the cause of all this chaos. But please, please, please also let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. As much as some people were like, this is crazy, there were also other people that were on the other side. And they said, ooh, I love this messiness. They like the drama. They like people fighting for products, especially around the holidays. We know that this is a thing because, Black Friday is coming up and some people like the chaos. So let me know which side you guys are on. But to me, this cup ain't worth it, okay? So that's how I'm gonna end this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.